Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about colons. So there's four main uses of colons: list, elaboration, rule or principle, and introducing a quotation. And so one general rule that you need to make sure you know: the part of the sentence before the colon should be able to stand alone as a sentence. The first three, list, elaboration, and rule or principle, all are pretty similar and not very difficult, but they each have slight differences that I have to cover. So I'm going to start with list. Here is an example, using colons with a list. 3 people were late to the party, colon, Jim, Tom, and Orlando. As you can see, the first part of the sentence could stand alone, which follows our first rule. The second use of colons is elaboration. Grammatically, elaboration is pretty much the same as a list, except for the second half of the sentence is not a list. Instead, it could be either a sentence fragment or a full sentence. For example, to those of clear minds, the cause is quite obvious, colon, the Mexicans are the source of the problem. Or, this would also work, to those of clear minds, the cause is quite obvious, colon, the Mexicans. Notice how the first word after the colon is not capitalized. The first word after the colon in list and elaboration is not capitalized unless it is a proper noun. A rule is pretty much the same as elaboration, but with one major difference. The first word after the colon is capitalized. For example, Mr. Batty invoked the Ewing principle, colon, capital letter. No ice cream pie shall be left behind. As you can see, the principle is introduced in the first half of the sentence, and then after the colon we find out what the principle is. Here is a good trick for remembering that when you have a rule, you have to capitalize the first letter. Just remember, a ruler lives in the capital. The final use of colons is introducing a quotation. Now, quotations are perhaps the most difficult use of colons and where most mistakes usually occur. Here is an example. In the Zombie Survival Guide, Max Brooks argues the effectiveness of a .22 caliber rifle, colon, quotation mark. In an attack by the undead, however, the diminutive .22 rimfire stands proudly alongside its heavier cousins, end quotation. As you can see, the complete sentence rule still applies to the first half of the sentence. However, you have to make sure that you introduce the quote in the first part of the sentence. And now it is time for the assessment. I hope you learned a lot about colons, and I hope you can pass this assessment easily. Thank you.